Hello, this is Ghost Guide for Security, Zarya. Same thing as the Diva and Rhine one. Talked about the mentality and the mindset of going to attack King's Row. So we're going out. You don't want to bubble on your initial rollout for spam because the Diva is usually DMing it. So you just push up. You are defaulting, so stacking together, being ready to put damage on anything. If your Ryan's over here, there's a Hanzo over there, and you call Hanzo, Hanzo, and then you speed, and then you're there to kill him. Cool. If there was that situation, you don't want to bubble, because the bubble isn't going to give you anything, because it's just a Hanzo, the other team is over there. So don't bubble. So you're coming out, you're defaulting, usually the Ryan is over here, and then you move over here, and then there is ways to approach this. Usually you want to be defaulting, breaking shield. That is another part of defaulting. Defaulting is breaking the shield, like for example the Diva would be breaking shield, you would be breaking shield, the Zen would be breaking shield, the Lucio would even be breaking shield. So yeah, usually the Rhine would call for swings, you would bubble him, press E, and then after he goes out, you would bubble. When you self-bubble, you want to play aggressive. So for example, if the Rhine is right here, playing around this corner, because a lot of defense is playing around corners, you would want to be bubbling wide, so you would be out of default for a second. So like if your Rhine is approaching from here, you'll be splitting from the default, but it'll be okay because you'll bubble and then you'll chuck some balls at the back line. And since there's usually more people in the back line, at least 3 because of the 3 supports, you can just boop, boop, boop. And then after the bubble's over, so you would split from, I did that wrong. You would split, so you would bubble, like, you would predict when they're gonna damage you out of the default. Bubble, ball, bubble, and you're good. So yeah, also with how you're attacking in general, if you're just breaking shield, you can just beam. If there isn't any shield and they're clumped up, you want to be using first one, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so you get the most damage out because even though the ball has 25 ammo, you don't need 25 ammo to do it. You could be 1 and the ball will still work. So you want to space out the left click from the right click to maximize damage. You don't want to be reloading often because as Zarya, you want to be using all your ammo as soon as possible, so sticking to one target. So like bouncing between targets is pretty bad in terms of damage wise and how the beam works logistically, so sticking to one target is better. So yeah, so you're with the default, you're either doing this or you're doing that. When your Ryan calls it, you bubble, and then you usually split from the default, or usually for charge, after that, when you have 80 charge, hopefully, you should be getting 80 charge. That having that 80 charge is very important. After you have that 80 charge, you want to be saving personal bubble so when you fuck up, because you don't, like, even though you want to play around corners and all of that, if you fuck up, you want to save that bubble for that. Or if you want to be aggressive, if you find like, oh, this person's really low, if I can just push up and split from the default for a second to quickly get them, you have that opportunity with the personal bubble. So you don't want to be using it for charge, you want to be using it for a purpose, and that is a good purpose. Boom. So yeah, you're defaulting. You're just breaking shield. If the Ryan calls a fuck up, if he calls a target, you'll lose deal with speed. You'll be with the Ryan swinging boom. For example, if the team is defaulting right here, if this is where the default is, this is where the Ryan is, and you're usually right here, right behind the Ryan, ready to bubble, ready to follow target, call the target, speed, boom. You don't really need to bubble unless you're gonna take damage, but yeah. If you win the fight, great. You just push up, follow the Ryan, your diva stays here in cap. If you lose it, it's important you keep charge and you leave. Because you don't want to reset the energy. If your Ryan dies, you're gonna lose the first fight, especially unless you can kill something very quickly and you know you can do it. Like it's like a second or two. Like unless that never happens, very rarely. So if your Ryan dies, you just want to back off. Keep the charge, gives you the advantage. Because if they have a high energy Zarya and you start off with a low energy Zarya, they have a massive advantage. They have damage advantage. So damage advantage in a low damage comp in like goats is really huge. So yeah, grabs. You want to make sure Diva doesn't eat it. So if she DMs, when she doesn't DM, you grab. That's a surefire way. You want to be calling grabs, and you really only want to be grabbing when your Diva has bomb. Because when you grab, they have a lot of tools to prevent you from getting kills, especially in the ghosty goats. So the Diva bomb, which is the only burst damage you have in the comp, really helps the grab solidify kills. So like you would be defaulting if you lost fight and you have like 60 energy, you're defaulting here. Like you go for the bubble and you want to use grab as soon as possible. Like I said in the Ryan video, you want to have fast-paced fights so you can have ults as soon as possible. And so just taking fast fights. Ryan shield isn't forever, and after your Ryan shield gets wasted, you don't really want to wait for it to charge because that just takes a lot of time. It's kind of like a mini reset, and it's like resetting is bad. So you're defaulting here, you're bubbling, and then you grab as soon as possible. Make sure it doesn't get eaten. Try to get as much people. Call it out. Blah blah blah. That sort of stuff. What else? If they're transing, this is like high level stuff, like high level stuff. If they're, for example, if you're attacking and I'm Ryan right now and I get a fatty shatty and they trans, like if the Zenyatta transes the shatter, what you can do, you can stand on top of somebody who is shattered and bubble them and they won't get healed from the trans, and then you can damage them. I saw that in a Nene clip. That's really huge. Don't do Nene grabs. So yeah, that's pretty much Zarya in a nutshell. If you have any questions, anything to say, DM me. Bye.